little something new, a little something different.
Tight. I
Little
love
something
it.
new,
Love
something
like
it.
that.
Love it.
But yeah, man, I mean, it's just another week of, like I said, I mean, did we get the win? Yes. Did we play a little bit better than we played the previous week? Yes. But we're still just having a hard time finishing our scoring drives on struggling teams. So it makes me nervous when we're about to hit this division gauntlet that everybody hits towards the end of the season. It's like we have a tough division. And it makes me really nervous to go into it because our defense keeps finding ways to win us games. They're finding ways to make big plays, but they're not playing four-quarter football either. So it's like, when is it going to be time for us to put all the pieces back together? We were playing great ball in the beginning, and I said it last week, and I'm saying it again. I'm just not confident in Darnold right now. I wasn't really confident going into the year because he's always had highlights and it has good times, but my fear is that when we get to that playoff run, he's just not going to be able to produce, and we're going to get knocked out early. And that's not something I want to see because our offense, when you think about it, our offense should be scary right now. JJ, Addison, like Hawkinson, Aaron Jones, like we have a lot of threats, and we're just not. We can drive down the field. We're doing great getting down the field. It's just getting that ball in the end zone.
Right. So here's my question though.
Mm-hmm.
You're not too happy with Sam Darnold, but fuck that backfield, man. 64 total yards.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Aaron Jones with 39 yards, and you had Cam Akers with 25. And I'm not going to include the quarterback because I don't really like including the quarterback in rushing yards. I mean, that's like his own stat, I would say. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, and we know
it still counts, but it's like that's like his own stat.
It's different when you're talking about a Lamar or a Jaden that they're doing design running plays,
Right.
but Darnold's just scrambling for his life when he's running.
Right.
He's not running because it's the design run.
And I get it. He didn't look great, Sam Darnold. I'm not trying to defend him, but he didn't have the best. Between both running backs, man, they averaged about one averaged 2.6 yards, and the other one averaged 2.5.
Honestly, right now, our backfield this whole season hasn't been very good. Honestly, Aaron Jones is a threat in the passing game more than he is the rushing game.
Okay.
Well, I was going to say, wasn't he playing hurt as well? He was playing hurt this week, right?
This man always, I mean, I wouldn't use that as your excuse. So you put the pads on, you better be ready to play.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Right.
But at the end of the day, like I said, it's sad, though, because that is one thing that we are lacking is a good rushing attack. Right. Like I said, because Aaron Jones this season, if I'm not mistaken, I haven't looked at the stats and the numbers, but just from the feel of what I'm getting, he is more effective right now in our passing attack than the rushing. When he has had numbers.
Yeah, because he's part of those, screens or RPOs.
He also runs routes.
Right.
So, I mean, he's always been a good receiving back. He has good hands. But I feel like if I had to guess, he would be more effective in that sense than the rushing game.
So, looking at this, you guys just played
the Titans. So looking at
you only had one reception that game. The Jaguars, he had 2 receptions. The Colts, he had 4. Rams 2. So not really. Not since you guys played the Packers in September 29th, he had 4 receptions. Then before that, the Texans with 5, and then before that with the 49ers with 5. But the Jets 1, Lions 3, Rams 2, Colts 4, 2, and then 1 reception. So,
but what's his yards look like compared to his rushing yards? That's what I was more or less looking at. Like,
it doesn't.
Is
have
it
it on here.
where is his?
I can pull it up. Hold on.
While he's pulling it up, Vikings schedule coming up. They got the Bears this upcoming Sunday in Chicago. Then they got a Cardinals team who's playing really good football. And then after that, it's the Falcons. So that's their next 3 coming up. And then they have the Bears.
It just depends on which Falcons show up, really.
Yeah.
It's like you have like two different Falcons teams that show up each week. It's either they fucking look like an elite
Hey, let's relax.
You know what I mean?
Oils,
Like,
guys.
you know, I'm telling the truth. It just depends. Which Falcons teams come into play that weekend?
So with receiving yards, the last 5 games, he's had 12 receptions for only 95 yards. So
But
in 5, that's 5 games.
Is trash too.
Right. And then
Yeah.
in the last 5 games, he's had 86 carries for 342 yards. And that's 5 games. That's not 100 yards a game. That's damn. That's a struggle, my friend.
You say he's averaging around 2.5 yards a carry.
Well, if you do the last 5 games, he's averaging 4.1.
Okay, all right.
But this is where I was talking about. So obviously he's got 692 rushing yards for the season. He has 262 receiving yards, but he's averaging 9 yards per catch, where his rushing is 4.4.
Okay,
so that's why I was saying when he gets the ball in the passing game, he's been more effective.
Yeah. So right now he's averaging 68.4 in the last 5 games. We're going 5 games here. In the last 5 games, he's averaging 68 yards a game. Not the greatest. Not the greatest.
So do you going into the off? The season's a long way from over, but do you think in the offseason is this a matter of do they start looking for a new running back, or do you try to build him up?
We only have a 1-year deal anyway.
Oh, okay. So he's probably gone by the end of the season.
No, he needs to go. That's not a re-sign. Because if he's not, and you can give your take here, but if I'm looking at these numbers right here, it's raw. It's in my face. Looking at his numbers, looking at everything, he's not even worth keeping as a backup, to be realistic. If he's a receiving back, he's not even doing that great of a job. No. He's averaging 12 yards. If you're doing the last 5 games and you divide that, he's only averaging 12 yards a game receiving.
I would say the only way we keep him and the only way we go forward with him in our backfield is because of the culture that he brings, because everybody loves him in the locker room. But other than that, he's not going to be worth the money you pay him.
Right.
He's not going to be good. I think that they had a segment about him talking about how I think the coach even KOC even he talked about how he's just one of the best energy players to be around. He just brings a certain kind of energy to the locker room. So if we were to keep him
or something, I don't know.
The only way we keep him, though, is if he's willing to take a pay cut, and I don't know if he'd be willing to do that.
No.
Well, hopefully he's a woke person. Ugh, I hated saying that. Damn. hopefully he's aware, should I say.
I could definitely see
flaws.
I could see Las Vegas picking him up next season with
That's
their
a
kind
Las
of
Vegas
rebuild
thing to do. Yeah. Pick a washed up person.
Do you have anything else? I had something I was going to bring up.
Honestly, I didn't have. I mean, we've just.
Hey, wins a win though, right?
Wins a win, but definitely. I don't know. I'm just not looking forward to when we start playing tougher teams, and just we had those losses, and we've struggled against struggling teams. I don't know, man. I'm gonna see what we do when we start having more competition again.
Definitely.